Welcome to MLG Dallas, Day 2. This is Gwin here with Quantic Gaming, and I'm here with Gosu Yankun, who is not a player for It's Gosu, but one of the managers. And managers for It's Gosu have always had a reputation of being awesome, so we decided to interview Yankun here. So tell me, how did you get into esports originally?
Well, I've always been a big fan of playing games. I played games since I was like 5.
What was the first game?
First game was probably Mario.
Mario? Which one?
Well, I don't even know. It was like one of the ancient Nintendo.
So like an
yeah,
SNES?
Yeah.
Or? Okay.
So I played games since I was 5. I got into like Final Fantasies, played PS2, played PS3. And eventually I started playing StarCraft 2.
Okay.
At first it was because a lot of my real life friends played. So we would always Skype or even have LANs together.
That's awesome.
And then
even though there's no LAN mode.
Yeah. And then eventually I actually got into esports particularly because by chance, I was playing a 4v4 game where I met Z-Motion, the manager of Infinity 7.
Right.
And then she asked me if I wanted to manage for Infinity 7, and that's how I started. And then eventually, after a while, I met a lot of other esports managers, players, and I thought It's Gosu was a great team and a great opportunity. So I've been with It's Gosu for almost about a year now.
How do you like it so far?
It's great. Honestly, like, we're such a close family. I care so much about my players. All the staff is really motivated to help It's Gosu and esports grow. It's just a really great environment and team.
That's awesome to hear. And I mean, It's Gosu, you know, definitely one of the prominent teams. We just had Juan Sting up for an interview, and you know, you can really make a deep run here in MLG. Really skilled players. So you guys have been doing a fantastic job. Now, talk to me about. I mean, as a manager, you kind of have a little bit of an inside perspective on the industry. So. Where do you see the StarCraft scene in 6 months? In 6 months?
I think the Heart of the Swarm launch, and when it comes out, is going to either really push StarCraft 2 forward in a competitive way versus Dota and League of Legends, or it's going to be sort of the dividing point to see how League and Dota is just going to pull ahead. Okay. So it'll be a very, very interesting design point because a lot of players right now are already prepping themselves for the Heart of the Swarms.
And playing the beta.
Yeah, so a lot of players right now are already sort of stopping StarCraft 2 and just playing Heart of the Swarms and focusing on this new game this new launch that's coming out. So it'll be a very, very interesting new 6 months.
Now, as a, you know, to step back for a second, as like, say, a tournament organizer, when do you switch? Do you run a beta HOTS tournament, or do you stay with Wings of Liberty until the game comes out?
I mean, like, I feel like as a business perspective, it's always been do what works. So what has worked right now is the tournaments we have right now. So there's always going to be a very big delay on the changes from the Major League Gaming and other sort of tournament runners before they'll actually switch. So I think it'll take a little bit longer time for them to switch.
All right. And so It's Gosu, I believe, only has the StarCraft team.
Yes.
But they do a lot of event coverage for other events, namely Dota and some League stuff on the way as well. So you can definitely check out itsgosu.com.
Yes.
For all of their you know, coverage on those events. Even if you're not a StarCraft fan, you can definitely do that. Any other shout-outs you'd like to make, Yankun?
Yeah, I want to thank It's Gosu, our owner, our great staff, my co-manager, Fujikura, and our awesome sponsors, NOS, Razer, Owned, and Max Integration.
Awesome.
And thank you, Quantic, for the interview.
Of course. For now, though, this is Gwin for Quantic signing off. Day 2 MLG event portal coverage.